right, Richard Martinez here. Very excited to have you guys a part of this training where I'm going to share with you some things that I have gained over the last 17 years that have helped me to succeed, has helped thousands of other leaders under me to succeed as well. So no matter what industry that you're in, no matter what you want to create for your future, these are key skill sets that we need to have integrated into our lifestyle where we're doing it all the time so we can create the results that we want all the time, right? So these are not like hard, difficult things. Some of these things are going to be common sense for you. You're like, oh yeah, I know this, Richard, but this is the thing. A lot of times common sense is not common practice. And making it common sense, just that fact that you know, is not going to benefit you. You want to know, yes, that's the first part, but then you want to do, right? It's not really lived, it's not really learned until it's really lived out. You got to live it out, and that's when you really feel it in your own skin. That's when you really learn it. That's when you really integrate it into your lifestyle. And that's what you want. You don't want it to just be head knowledge. You don't want it to be head knowledge to where like now the opportunity is here or now the problem is here. Now you're like trying to stir up that knowledge or that thing that you learned last week, right? It's not like, oh yeah, what was it? Oh my gosh, what? No, you don't want it to be like that. You want it to be integrated into who you are, into your mindset, so that when those things come, it's automatic. You're not trying to do those things. And this is where I teach from. To know, to do, to be. This is the foundational concept of where I teach from, how I want to move you through transformation. Whether it's this topic or any other topics that I teach, I want you to know, I'm going to give you understanding, I'm going to give you the knowledge, but then I want you to do, I'm going to give you some practical things, some call to actions for you to do this, right? You want to actually do it and live it out. But then the last one is to be. To know, to do, to be. This is where the greatest rewards, the greatest benefits, because now this thing that you're doing, this thing that you're applying, this new habit, this new behavior, this new, skill set, now you've been doing it on purpose, with purpose, integrated into your life so long to where now it's become a part of who you are. It's just a part of who you are, to where you're not trying to do it anymore. You're not trying to remember or remind yourself to do those things anymore, because it's just a part of who you are now. That's when you get the greatest impact. That's when you get the greatest results, because you're not trying, you're just being. To know, to do, to be. That's what I want to take my students through, no matter what I'm teaching. First, give them the understanding, give them something to do with it and to practice, so that they can get it into their life where they're no longer trying, but they're creating the results and the success that they want still with less effort. That's the whole thing. So I'm going to be sharing with you some powerful things that I've learned over the last 17 years in over 25 nations, dealing with a lot of amazing people, all kinds of different industries, all kinds of different levels as far as success, wealth and different things, the impact that they're making. So I'm very honored and have a privilege to be able to do that over the last 17 years and now here with you guys. So I thank you for being here, for being somebody who is seeking growth, being somebody who is looking to develop themselves so that they can win in life, so you can win for your family, you can win for your future. It starts with you. Whether you're a business owner or a leader or an impactor or influencer, it starts with you. Because you can't give what you don't have, right? So we need to develop ourselves, and that's what it starts right here. We are here to develop ourselves so that we can become more impactful and we can contribute and create the life that we always wanted. Live in our highest potential, right? So let's go, guys. So we're gonna be talking about communicating to lead and to sell. Communicating to lead and to sell. Now, these are some very important things. Like, even if you're not in sales, because I believe everybody's in sales, that's why I went like this. I believe sales skills are life skills. It's just being able to communicate in certain ways that influences people to make decisions, to buy, to move, to do whatever, right? You can influence people to make decisions. So when we get skilled and effective in our way to communicate, we can do that and more. We can do sales, we can influence, we can lead, we can, everything we can do when we know how to communicate. That's a superpower. And there's so many different elements when it comes to communication. I'm gonna be talking about some of the ones that you need to know. Like, these are very, very foundational. Like this, if you build like a foundation on this right here, it's gonna be so strong and so solid. You're gonna be able to build as high and as big of a building that you want, because you have a strong foundation.
Close your eyes.
Now, there's a lot of people who don't know these things, and they try to build, and it's so hard to build because things just keep falling and they have to keep picking it back up because they don't have these things set in place. So this is gonna save you a lot of heartache. It's gonna prevent a lot of problems that that you would have maybe go through to learn some of these things, but I'm gonna just save you some of that. So here we go, guys. So communicating to lead and to sell. Communicating to lead and to sell. So communication, when you think about communication, it helps you to lead, it helps you to sell. And when you know how to lead, when you know how to sell, it's gonna create success. Again, no matter what industry you're in, even if you're a stay-at-home mother, you need to know how to communicate so you can lead and sell your kids. To clean their room, to do their homework, to have a vision for their future, to continue school, whatever you want to influence them to do, you're gonna have to know how to communicate in a way that influences them, that leads them. And I know for me, I have twins. They're 14 years old, a boy and a girl, and I can't communicate to them the same way, even though they're twins, right? I can't influence them the same. They have different wants, different needs, different personalities, right? They have different desires, different dreams, even though they're twins. And it's the same thing with all the people that you're dealing with. Whether it's in your home or your work, you're dealing with people who have different beliefs, different behaviors, different wants, different needs, different desires, different personalities, different backgrounds, right? So we need to be skilled in how we communicate so that we can lead and sell to anyone, no matter where they come from, no matter what they believe, no matter how old they are, if they're female, male, any personality, doesn't matter. That's how effective I want you to become when it comes to communication. So effective that even if the other person sucks, even if they suck at listening, even if they're rebellious, even though they're just a rebel and they can't be led, even though they're those type of people, you're gonna be so freaking effective, so powerful when it comes, so influential when it comes to communication that even those people are gonna still get your message. You're gonna get their attention, you're gonna engage them, and you're gonna be able to lead and persuade and sell even to those people because you know how to do these things. Woo, I'm telling you, this is gonna change your life, guys. So communication, this is key. When you think about everything that you do in your life, it all is based around people. Come on, let's think about it. Your home, your workplace, things that you do for fun, for entertainment. Everything you do is based around people. So if we understand that, okay, if I get really good at dealing with people, all types of people, all different backgrounds, different colors, doesn't matter. If I get really good, really effective, really skilled, if I master the ability to be able to communicate with people, you think that's gonna make my life easier? You think I'm gonna succeed more, especially if everything I do is based around people, right? If people who are gonna buy my stuff, people who are gonna open doors, people who are gonna meet me to others or introduce me to others, all those are based around people. So if I want more success, I gotta be able to communicate to anyone. Right? And not just communicate, but I want to be able to lead them. I want to be able to influence them, right? I want to be able to sell to them. I want to be able to have impact on their lives so that they remember me forever. Like I want to communicate in a way that's like, boom, they remember me, right? So communication is key. This whole thing, whether it's leadership, sales, all the most important skill sets that you need to learn to develop yourself in business, in leadership, like all that has to do with communication. Everything, like whether it's through video like this, you're communicating a message, right? Or if you're communicating through text or through a phone call, through email, through billboards, radio, TV, like there's so many different ways, but all that is communication. You're communicating. So I'm telling you, communication is key. If you want to win, you got to become a good communicator. And I know for me, I didn't grow up in an upbringing that taught me that. I had to learn. I came up in an upbringing where I was, if I spoke out of turn, I would get beat, right? So I learned how to be quiet and shy and just keep my opinions to myself. But no, we have to learn how to communicate, how to share, how to express to others, how to lead, how to sell, how to communicate, guys. So this is the key to success. You need to develop your communication skills. No matter what your position is, no matter what your goals are in life, please, I challenge you. Like I beseech you, right? Like this is so important for you to make it a point to create a self-development plan for yourself, to learn to better your skills in communication. That's how important it is. Like for the rest of your life, not like, oh, I took, Richard's course on communication, so I got it now. Like I arrived, I made it. No. This is something that is so important that's gonna help you to win and keep winning and maintain your winning, right? Maintain your wins. You have to learn how to communicate. You have to. This is so important, guys. So communication is key for your success. It's key. When you can connect with people, when you can make them feel understood, when you can make them feel accepted, when you can love them, motivate them, inspire them, all this comes through communication. You can do whatever you want in life. Everything becomes possible when you become that skilled in communicating. See, your words will create your world. Your words will create your world. That's how important communication is, okay? So we're gonna be talking about communication in a specific way. And of course, this is gonna impact everything that you do, but I want you to be a better leader. I want you to be a better salesperson, no matter what you're selling. Whether you're selling shoes, whether you're selling food, whether you're selling an idea to your husband or wife to go travel or to go move somewhere, it doesn't matter. You want to be able to persuade, right? You want to be able to sell. You want to be able to influence. You want to be able to communicate. You want to be able to lead, whether it's thousands of people or to lead your 2 kids or your home or to lead your dog. We want to be better, to be at our highest potential in these things because it helps us to win. All right. So communication is key when it comes to your leadership and your sales. And when you know how to communicate in leadership, if you know how to communicate for sales, you're going to create success for yourself. You will succeed. Like, I'm not saying you're not going to struggle. I'm not saying you're going to be perfect. I'm not going to say you're going to have it all together. But if you have this thing where you're developing yourself, you're reading, you're taking courses like this, you're getting coaching or taking programs to develop yourself, it's just going to set you up for more success because you know how to communicate. The more communication skills, the better you're going to lead, the better you're going to sell. And no matter what you do, again, this helps you to win. So let's get deeper into this now. Let's get into communication in a way to communicate with anybody. I don't know if you noticed, but people have different personalities, right? Some people are very like, woo! And other people are like, woo. There's all kinds of different types of personalities, and there's more people more expressive, and there's other people who are more introverted. And these are key things to pay attention to. We need to pay attention to these things. So that's what I'm going to get in next. I want to talk about communication when you're talking to different types of personalities and how you need to adjust yourself, whether it's your tone, your voice, your facial expressions, your body language, your rhythm and how you're talking, the words that you're saying. All this stuff matters. All this stuff matters so much when you're talking to different types of personalities. So now that we've established how important communication is, I want to get into communicating to different types of personalities. How do you communicate effectively to somebody who is very strong, type A type of personality? Or how do you communicate and influence and sell to somebody who is very, calm, cool, and collected? Or how do you sell and influence and lead somebody who is very, woo, man, let's have fun. I want to go get friends and go party. Like, how do you connect and talk to them? Because it's going to be different to all of them. Right? So we need to be more conscious and aware of how to talk to people because, again, it's all about communication. And with communication, I'll end this part with this. Communication is a message being sent and received as it was sent. Communication is message being sent and received as it was sent. So I need to do my part to make sure that my message is sent very clear, to where it's not very confusing. My words, my body language, my tone, my volume, everything is in agreement, saying the same thing with what I want them to get, what I want to get across, what I want them to understand, what I want them to feel, what I want them to believe. I'm going to communicate in a way where my message being sent can be received as I sent it, right? Because if I send a message and they didn't receive it how they sent, that's not communication. And there's certain things that you can do to make sure that they understood or to make sure that you understood, which is one of the most important, powerful things that you will learn today. So let's get into this next part, guys. So again, communication is key. It's foundational for your success, whether it's in leadership and sales. So now let's get into this next part. We're going to be talking about the power of personalities and how to persuade anyone.
Close your eyes.